But I just want to say that this is a very sad day for America. The whole world is watching, and it's a very sad day for New York. I've gone through 2 of these trials already. It's with the same kind of a judge. It's all worked. It's all rigged. The whole thing, the whole system is rigged. Judge Engoron was overturned 5 times in my case, and he's going to be overturned again. And we were treated very, very badly. And the outside world is watching, and the outside world is just not going to bring their business to New York. And that's going to cost the city trillions and the state trillions and trillions of dollars. Businesses are leaving, and people are fleeing. So
I kind of think of him as like the Teflon Don. I don't know if you ever heard of that, but I mean, everything gets thrown at him and it just kind of never sticks. You know, I feel like he might get away with some of it.
What happened? Do you want to tell us what happened?
I guess I don't feel particularly optimistic of him being held to account for things, but that's probably, I don't really have a strong feeling either way of how it's going to turn out.
The 12 everyday jurors vowed to make a decision based on the evidence and the law, and the evidence and the law alone. Their deliberations led them to a unanimous conclusion, beyond a reasonable doubt, that the defendant, Donald J. Trump, is guilty of 34 counts of falsifying business records in the first degree to conceal a scheme to corrupt the 2016 election. And while this defendant may be unlike any other in American history, we arrived at this trial and ultimately today at this verdict in the same manner as every other case that comes through the courtroom doors, by following the facts and the law, and doing so without fear or favor.
this was a disgrace. This was a rigged trial by a conflicted judge who was corrupt. It's a rigged trial, a disgrace. They wouldn't give us a venue change. We were at 5% or 6% in this district, in this area. This was a rigged, disgraceful trial. The real verdict is going to be November 5th by the people. And they know what happened here, and everybody knows what happened here. You have a Soros-backed DA, and the whole thing. We didn't do a thing wrong. I'm a very innocent man, and it's okay. I'm fighting for our country. I'm fighting for our Constitution. Our whole country is being rigged right now. This was done by the Biden administration in order to wound or hurt an opponent, a political opponent. And I think it's just a disgrace. And we'll keep fighting. We'll fight till the end and we'll win, because our country's gone to hell. We don't have the same country anymore. We have a divided mess. We're a nation in decline, serious decline. Millions and millions of people pouring into our country right now from prisons and from mental institutions, terrorists, and they're taking over our country. We have a country that's in big trouble. But this was a rigged decision right from day one, with a conflicted judge who should have never been allowed to try this case, never. And we will fight for our Constitution. This is long from over. Thank you very much.
Why should voters vote for Well, there's no doubt it's a huge historical moment. This has never happened. A president hasn't even been indicted before, let alone convicted on all 34 counts. And it had some complications. The case had some complications, but the sweep of this is pretty amazing and pretty impressive, and I think a little bit unexpected too.
It seems to me that a conviction, right, is significant, and as I said, this may make a difference to voters, that this could just be too distracting. An acquittal would have said, that would have almost been a campaign platform, right? That this would be something where I stood up to the system. They were out to get me. They were wrong. It's hard to make that case when you have, a jury that convicted in 2 days.
Well, it's a stunning verdict and really will change the course of history in a way that I don't think anybody could have really expected a number of years ago here. The fact that a former United States president now stands as a convicted felon is something that really shakes the very foundations of this country.